Not all love stories end in heartbreak. Some end in blood. In today's Nigeria, the streets echo with two voices, one of dreams and one of danger. A hustle that promises quick cash, designer shoes, and Lagos nightlife often hides secrets soaked in silence. This is a story not just about a Yahoo boy, but about how greed can drown love, and how trust can turn into a weapon. This is the story of Timi and Ese. They were in love until hustle culture tore them apart. Benin City. Timi was 24, sharp-eyed and full of charm. The kind of young man whose smile could open doors and whose voice could sell water to a well. He had dreams bigger than his pockets and a hunger that wouldn't let him sleep. He was the first in his family to go to university, a symbol of hope for his parents, pride for his siblings. He studied marketing, but deep down, he lived by a different code: if you know sharp, you go door. Ese was 21. Gentle, bright, and grounded. She sold thrift clothes online to support herself while studying accounting and a sick mother back home in Sapio. Her beauty wasn't just in her face, it was in the kindness she showed, the way she listened, the way her laughter healed. Her smile could calm storms, and her strength came from knowing who she was. When she met Timi at a friend's house party on a rainy evening, something clicked. Timi wasn't even looking for love. Not that night. But there was something about the way Ese spoke, the way she carried herself, that made him pause. They started talking. By the end of that week, they were inseparable. He was her first real love. And she, his first real anchor. Timi bought her food when she was broke. Helped with her assignments. Walked her to her hostel late at night. He held her when life got hard. And she believed in him, believed in his dreams, in his words, in his fire. He told her, one day, we'll live in Lekki and drive Benz. She smiled and replied, I just want peace and love. The rest can wait. But for Timi, peace wasn't enough. He wanted more. Fast. They became that couple, envied, admired, #goals on campus. They shared everything, or so Ese thought. Through struggles and small joys, they held hands and imagined a better life. What Ese didn't know was that behind every I love you, Timi was hiding something. Timi had secrets. He wasn't just a student. He was doing Yahoo. It started harmless, or so he thought. Copy and paste emails. Romance scams on Facebook. Fake PayPal invoices. Promises of love to lonely widows in America. It was small money at first, iTunes gift cards, remittance from naive targets. But money, even when small, is sweet when you've never had it. He bought new clothes. A better phone. Started giving tips in class like a boss. Ese noticed the changes. Timi, how come you always have money these days? He would smile and say, freelance graphics. And they run small crypto. She believed him. Because love makes you see what you want to see. But Timi was going deeper. The old tricks were dying. Targets were wiser. Then came Flex. Flex was dangerous. Flashy, mysterious, and always 2 steps ahead. Timi admired him. Envied him. Flex had a new Benz, wore designer shoes, and lived in a shortlet apartment he didn't own. He called it packaging. Yahoo no dey pay like before, Flex said one night. You go plus. Use jazz. Fast results. Timi hesitated. Jazz. As in ritual. Flex smacked. My guy, no levels. You dey do normal Yahoo, but me, I dey spiritual Yahoo. Blood money. No. Sacrifice. Sometimes. But it dey pay. One rainy night, Timi followed Flex to a small shrine in Ekpoma. The herbalist had grey eyes and a voice that seemed to echo even when he whispered. You want riches? The herbalist asked. Then you must give me something pure. Something that trusts you completely. Timi was confused. Like what? The herbalist smiled. You know when the time comes. At first, Timi shrugged it off. But things started changing. His Yahoo accounts were flagged. Flash drives crashed. His laptop was seized during a raid. Even his targets stopped replying. Like the world was pushing back. And then Flex returned from a trip with a new Benz and a gold chain. No new levels, bro, he boasted. I did I used her. Now I debore. Timi's heart dropped. You used who? Flex pulled out a photo of a girl. My ex. One night. One ritual. Now I get peace and money. Timi looked away. His hands were cold. I fit never do that one. But he had already opened the door. The whisper had entered his ears. The temptation had settled in his heart. He began to see signs everywhere. Dreams. Visions. A snake wrapped around a woman's waist. A voice that whispered, she will make you great. And each time he woke up sweating, Ese would wrap her arms around him and say, you'll be okay. I believe in you. And that, somehow, made it worse. Because he was starting to think, what if the price of greatness was her? What if the gods were asking for love, in exchange for power? His inbox was dry. His phone was silent. His dreams were loud. And he couldn't tell anyone the truth. Not even the girl who loved him most. Timi began to unravel. The walls of his dreams were closing in. The whispers were louder now. Some nights, he heard Ese calling him by name, but not in love. In sorrow. He'd wake up screaming. And still, Ese would hold him. It's okay, baby. It's just a dream, she'd whisper. She thought he was battling school stress. She had no idea he was battling the demons he'd invited into his heart. Flex had disappeared for weeks. When he returned, he brought back a message. The gods are waiting. You've stalled long enough. Timi was on edge. His landlord was threatening eviction. His bank balance was a ghost town. Even his side hustles, little design gigs, affiliate links, had dried up. Like the world itself had conspired to press his neck. He sat alone on the hostel balcony one night, watching the wind bend the trees like they were bowing to some unseen force. He lit a cigarette with shaky fingers. Flex called him. You ready? Timi didn't reply. You know what you need to do. Silence. You already picked her. You just don't want to admit it. Timi threw the phone. It smashed into the wall. That night, the dream came again. More vivid. More brutal. A snake, thicker now, more menacing, slithered up Ese's legs. Her eyes turned glassy. Her mouth opened to scream, but no sound came out. Only blood. He woke up in sweat and tears. Ese lay beside him, peaceful, vulnerable, trusting. He whispered, I'm sorry. But she didn't hear. The next few days were a blur. Timi couldn't eat. Couldn't think. His body moved, but his soul had already left. He met Flex near the market. The older boy handed him a red charm. Slip this into her drink. It'll weaken her spirit. Then we move. Timi's hand trembled. I can't. Flex leaned close. You either stay broke forever or you do this and join the table of kings. Choose. That Friday, he invited Ese over. She was happy, excited. She brought cake from her favorite bakery. They cooked together. Rice and fried plantain. She danced in the kitchen while he washed, hollowed by guilt. Timi, you okay? I'm good. Just tired. He poured them wine. He slipped the charm into her cup. She sipped. smiled. You always know how to spoil me. As the night grew deeper, she began to feel dizzy. I'm sleepy, baby. I got you, he said, carrying her to the bed. Later that night, under the cover of darkness, Timi and Flex carried her unconscious body into a waiting vehicle. The shrine in Ekpoma awaited. The shrine was deep in the forest. Hidden. Old. Reeking of iron and herbs. The herbalist waited, candles burning around him. Lay her on the slab. Timi hesitated. Flex shoved him forward. No going back. Ese began to stir. Her eyelids fluttered. Then the knife touched her skin. Her eyes opened wide, confused, terrified. Timi. He looked at her. The betrayal in her eyes was too much. He turned away. Why? She screamed. I loved you. The herbalist chanted. The blood began to flow. Her voice faded. Her body stilled. Timi wept. But the deal was sealed. Money came. Fast. Millions. A Lexus. Designer clothes. Trips to Ghana and Dubai. But peace never came. The first night, he saw her, Ese, standing at the foot of his bed. Eyes bleeding. Mouth sewn shut. He screamed. Turned on the lights. No one. In Accra, the mirrors cracked on their own. He heard footsteps in empty hotel rooms. He started drinking heavily. Smoking. Avoiding his own reflection. And then came the blood. One morning, he woke up with red stains on his sheets. Not wine. Blood. The guilt was alive. He flew back to Nigeria. Rushed to another herbalist. Please. I need cleansing. The man looked at him with disgust. You sacrificed love. For what? You will never know peace. Timi wept. Please. Help me. The herbalist gave him herbs. Ritual baths. But nothing worked. Everywhere he turned, Ese's face. Every sound, a whisper of her voice. I believed in you. He confessed online, anonymously. I used my girl for ritual. I see her every night. I hate myself. Most thought it was a skit. But one person didn't. A human rights officer traced his digital trail. It led to Timi. They found him surrounded by candles, crying Ese's name, scratching at the walls like he wanted to climb out of his own skin. He was arrested. The courtroom was filled to the brim. Press, human rights advocates, university students, even clergymen packed every seat, eyes fixed on the figure in orange prison wear. Timi sat hunched over, hands trembling, head bowed. Ese's mother sobbed quietly, clutching a framed photo of her daughter. Her face was worn from months of crying. Her husband sat beside her like stone, his fist clenched. When Timi was asked to speak, the silence was deafening. He stood, shaking. I loved her, he whispered. I destroyed her. The gasp came like thunder. Ese's mother wailed. The judge's gavel struck. Quiet in the court. Timi confessed everything. From the charm in the drink to the blood at the shrine. From the dream to the ritual. I thought I was hustling for us, he said. But I was only hustling for myself. The prosecutor pushed him harder. You plotted her death, carried her body to a shrine, and watched her die. And you say you loved her. I lost my soul that night, Timi replied, tears streaming. The money came, but I died with her. The verdict was swift, life imprisonment without parole. The room exploded, some in relief, others in rage, others in grief too deep for sound. The story went viral. #JusticeForEse trended across Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. Podcasts discussed it. Church sermons referenced it. Schools used it as cautionary tales. A documentary was produced by a Nigerian filmmaker, Blood and Bones, the Yahoo cast. It premiered at international film festivals. Ese's story became global. Her funeral was held months later. A real one this time. With talking drums. With mourning cloths. With prayers. A school scholarship was launched in her name for young girls in Benin who wanted to become accountants. The people remembered her not just as a victim but as a voice. A spirit that still whispered warnings in the hearts of many. Meanwhile, in prison, Timi changed. He stopped speaking for weeks. Until one day, he requested a pen and paper. He wrote letters. To Ese's mother. To school children. To young men who might be tempted. One of his letters read, "I held the knife, but it was the pressure of society that pushed my hand. I wanted to be someone. I wanted to matter. And in chasing that, I killed someone who already saw me as enough. Don't make my mistake. If you want to hustle, hustle with integrity. Hustle with love, not greed." The letter was shared by a youth advocacy group and used in school curriculums. Timi's case triggered nationwide protest. Youth held placards that read, "Money no be everything. Stop glorifying blood wealth. Ese could be your sister." Several high-profile celebrities confessed to once being offered ritual paths but declined. A popular skit maker broke down during a live session, "Now Ese's story changed me." Churches held vigils. Schools updated counseling curriculums. Even Nollywood produced films echoing the story. Lawmakers proposed bills targeting ritual-related cybercrime. There was resistance. But the people's voices were loud. In Ese's university, her best friend Ada launched an annual memorial called the Candle of Conscience, where students gathered, lit candles, and spoke out against dangerous hustle culture. Ese never got to graduate. Never opened her thrift store. Never saw the world outside Nigeria. But she changed it. Through her pain, she birthed a movement. Timi remains in prison. He tutors inmates. He writes. He fasts. He cries often. Some call him evil. Others, a product of desperation and greed. But everyone agrees, Ese's voice still speaks. She speaks in the fears of girls who ask their boyfriends too many questions now. She speaks in the silences of mothers who pray louder than before. She speaks in the hearts of hustlers who pause, who think, who change. Let this story be a mirror. To young men chasing wealth, what are you willing to trade? To young women in love, what do you truly know about him? To parents and society, what are we really teaching our sons about manhood and success? Because blood money buys luxury, but never peace. And guilt, like ghost, never sleeps.